to take a minute just to explain how the drug rebate system works and what this rule had aimed to do. So when you have an insurance plan, you pay both a monthly premium and usually when you get a prescription, you pay out-of-pocket costs at the pharmacy counter. Now over here on the way that rebates work, the drug company sets a list price for a medicine. Let's say hypothetically it's $100. The pharmacy benefits managers negotiate a rebate on that drug. The average rebate according to HHS is 28%. So here we're saying it's $28. Right now, the PBMs and insurance companies take that rebate and they spread it across their plan beneficiaries to lower premiums for everyone. And what the Trump administration rule sought to do was instead apply those rebates directly to the price of drugs at the pharmacy counter. So the patient being prescribed the drug could pay a lower price at the pharmacy. But because the rebates wouldn't be spread across beneficiaries, premiums overall could go up. And what we're hearing is that that's why the White House killed this rule. They didn't want premiums to go up on Medicare beneficiaries, particularly guys right before the election.
That's exactly what we were talking, Meg, come on over with Anna Gupta about. Going back a couple of months was what would the unintended consequences of this be? Hey, you want to lower drug prices, but what happens if insurance premiums for everybody go up as a result of all that, which is fascinating. So, Meg, the question now is, as Bertha said, you're seeing pressure on some of the drug companies today. You know, the PBM, United Healths of the world are looking a little bit better. So now what's the state of play?
So the state of play is that the Trump administration is expected to roll out some other measures on drug pricing, and that's why drug stocks are falling so much. He said last week, he mentioned something called a favored nation clause when it comes to drug prices. What people interpret that to mean is something the administration's already talked about, an international pricing index, or IPI, what everybody refers to in the industry as, tying drug prices in the U.S. to what they are in a basket of countries overseas. And for some of those drugs, they're twice as much here as they are overseas. So for a Regeneron drug, and you're seeing that stock take a huge hit, it could be cut almost in half over the next 4 years.
This is in part because the government is not allowed to negotiate the price of drugs.
Right. Medicare can't directly negotiate the price of drugs.
The way health services in France, England, Italy,
right. And so they're talking about importing either these quote unquote price controls from other countries or actually importing drugs from Canada and other countries where they're priced more cheaply. These are all things the Trump administration has put on the table. And it's fascinating because drug importation is usually a Democratic idea. So he's talking about a lot of measures that scare the drug industry and its investors. And that's why drug stocks are down so much today.
You've got so many. To call the drug pricing system opaque is to give it a compliment, frankly, because you've got so many people touching at different points. You've got distributors, you've got the PBMs, whose role is deeply opaque, very murky, and the rebates are highly proprietary.
Yes,
correct?
They are.
And then you've got insurers, and you've got insurers touching it. Then you've got pharmacies touching it, and then finally you've got
and you've got drug distributors, and their stocks are up today too.
And all along the Stacey chain, everyone has taken their cut along the way.
Everyone takes their cut.
And the fascinating thing is, if they're serious, they want to get this down somehow. Do people just sell the whole space because they say it just means a little bit less for everybody all along the way, or is there somewhere, and maybe they look to the insurance companies today to say they're going to be okay? Yeah,
the folks I'm talking to today say obviously people are shifting into the managed care, the insurance space, thinking the administration is going to be focusing its efforts on the drug space. Obviously, leading into the 2020 election, that's probably not realistic, considering how candidates love to talk about big pharma and drug prices.
The Obamacare issue is completely unresolved
right, Medicare
now.
for all. I mean, this is all going to be up in the air for a long time.